Hi, this is Brian.
Jason.
And this is the Perfectly Screwed Podcast. Episode 108. 108. So, I meant to tell you, we didn't end up working Christmas, actually.
Oh, you didn't?
No, they canceled that. We did work New Year's Day, but we did not work Christmas.
Yeah.
Which, who gives a shit about New Year's Day anyways? I mean, the only thing you're doing on New Year's Day at the most is recovering from a hangover. And if you haven't recovered by third shift, I mean...
Tough shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they canceled Christmas. My manager actually was the one. No, my manager, and I got to give her props. She went to our plant manager. And this was her exact words to him. She said, "My people are not coming in for Christmas. If you insist upon scheduling my people for Christmas, this is what is going to happen. I'm going to tell every single one of them to call off." She said, "And then I'm going to fix their hours." She said, "If you want to fire me, you go ahead, but they're not coming in on Christmas."
Right. Yeah.
She was just like, "Not going to happen, buddy."
I mean, there's just some holidays
Not
you
gonna
ain't
happen.
working, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can schedule us any other one, but Christmas, that's fucked up, dude. You don't do that.
Not Christmas. Thanksgiving. No.
Yeah.
Christmas. No.
I mean, even Thanksgiving, I can deal with Thanksgiving. I mean, Thanksgiving's a gluttonous holiday about eating food.
Sure.
So I can deal with, okay, really, what do you do on Thanksgiving? You eat a bunch of food, you sit there and fucking feel like you're going to die while you watch football.
But my thing is, those holidays are like, those are family holidays.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's going to spend
But
Thanksgiving
Christmas and
Day
Christmas Eve, that's
Christmas,
definitely,
that's off limits.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Because if you have kids, if you have anybody in your life, I mean, yeah, if you're single, got nobody, who gives a shit? But most people have a family that they're going to go see on Christmas. Maybe not on Thanksgiving, but on Christmas.
Most are going to
definitely.
be traveling.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, some people don't even want to work the whole week.
Right.
They want to take the whole week off because they got to go to other states and shit.
Of course.
And yeah, so it's fucked up to mandate Christmas at all. Plus, it's just un-American.
Yes.
It is.
That's the best way to put it.
It's un-American.
It's absolutely un-American.
Right. Because ever since this country started, everything stopped on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Yes.
Everything.
And it's like, it's just known.
Yeah, and it should be known.
Yes.
I mean, that's the 2 days of the year that people just don't work.
There's basically gas stations, convenience stores.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's open.
Or Walmart and Meijer.
They're not open either. They were closed.
Are they on Christmas?
Yeah.
See, I mean, like,
They close down at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve, don't open until the day after.
Right.
Right. So even them, they're like, no, Christmas, no, we're not doing it.
Everybody just knows. You get all your shopping and all your shit done before Christmas.
Right.
Because on Christmas, there's not going to be anything you're going to be able to do.
Right. Well, I told you the distribution center that I used to work at, who we're not going to name, tried that one year. Did I ever tell you about that? Yeah, 2 people showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 people in the whole damn place. 295 call-offs in one fucking day. They enjoyed that one.
Yeah, of course.
They were happy. Yeah. Then, of course, they went through the whole threatening thing. Oh, we'll fire every single one of you motherfuckers. Blah, blah, blah. Bitch, get the fuck out. No, you ain't.
It's just a lesson you have to learn the hard way, I guess.
Right, yeah. You're going to learn that there's certain times where people are just going to go, fuck you.
And that's my whole problem with it. You're mandating people on Christmas, you're basically just seeing how much you
can get away with.
Here's how much authority I have.
Yeah, let's see how far we can push these little worker monkeys until they just get to the point where they're going to say, fuck off.
Right.
Yeah. Well, have you heard about Walmart recently? See, I have family that works at Walmart. I'm not going to say who, but they work at the stores. They just had a meeting recently about, what the fuck do you call it? Okay, deflation? Yeah, deflation. Okay, they're saying that the price of food and shit is starting to go back down. And they just had a meeting at Walmart that said, look, if this trend continues, we're going to have to lay people off. Because deflation's bad for the company.
Really?
Yeah. They just had a meeting about it. that they're going to have to start laying people off because we can't keep paying everybody when the price of food goes back to normal.
Yeah,
God damn it.
not making enough money.
Right. The CEO is not going to go out without his Mercedes, God damn it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't expect him to fly coach.
No.
No.
He's got a lifestyle to uphold.
Damn right.
You know, he's making 8 figures.
You're damn right.
And we're going to keep it that way.
You're damn right.
So
we
you,
can't.
you motherfuckers that are making $10 an hour.
Look.
Sorry.
Hey, got to cut some slack somewhere.
Right.
Right. He can't go without that private jet.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if he has to not have heated seats in his Lambo, we can't have that.
And you know, you guys wouldn't want that.
No, of course not.
You guys understand.
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't want the CEO to go without heated seats.
There's a couple of you, I know you have 3, 4, 5 kids, and, you know, your paycheck means everything to their eating.
Right.
But you understand.
Yeah, he needs
You know what I'm
heated
saying?
seats.
Like, you can't just buy a Lamborghini without the heated seats.
No.
Because
You can't have a
what's the
BMW
point? What's the point of having such a nice automobile?
if it doesn't have heated seats.
Exactly.
I mean, do we want his tushy to freeze
Would
off?
you want to drive a $200,000 automobile and be cold when you got in there?
Right.
No, you wouldn't.
Right.
So,
I mean,
you're going to get in line at the unemployment office.
he's going to have to start driving himself. We can't have this. We can't pay for his chauffeur if you guys don't take a pay cut.
Right.
It's just how it is.
You see our dilemma.
Well, you heard about California too, didn't you? Speaking of corporate assholes.
No.
Well, the governor of California raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour.
Oh, wow.
In response, Domino's, Papa John's, and all pizza places immediately laid off every single driver they had, and they said they're going to DoorDash now because
Right.
they can't afford it. We're not paying delivery drivers $20 an hour. Right, right. They also laid off a bunch of their employees. So now, if you want a pizza in California,
You're gonna wait.
You're going to wait a little while.
Right.
Because they got one guy in the back, Joe.
And Joe's making decent money now.
Yeah, but he's the only guy there.
Sure. That makes sense.
Right. I mean, you can't expect. And then, of course, McDonald's and them said, well, we got to raise prices on the Big Macs and shit.
Right.
$5. Yeah, they said they're going to raise prices on every single item on their menu, $5 for McDonald's and them to recoup the 20. Yeah, because God knows the multi-billion-dollar company of McDonald's and Wendy's and fucking Burger King, shit.
Right.
That few extra bucks. I mean, now given, and we're not talking about a big jump.
God.
Okay, we're not. Because the funny part is, McDonald's and them and Domino's and all of them were already paying their employees $16 plus an hour. So you're talking about a $4 an hour jump. That's all you're talking about.
Yeah.
$4 an hour is all you're discussing. And all this hoopla over $4 an
And
hour.
all of a sudden now you're going to pay $15 for a Big Mac.
Right, yeah. We got to jack the prices up $5 on every item
God damn.
to cover the $4 pay increase we got to give all these employees.
My God.
Are you serious?
Right.
Right. So again, your CEO doesn't get a private jet with a big Ronald McDonald on the side. Oh, boo-hoo for that sorry motherfucker. I'm sorry. So instead of making $200 million a year, he's got to go down to $150. Oh, let's all cry.
Yeah, well, he's got a lifestyle to uphold.
Bullshit. Fuck him. All right? I don't think that $25 to $50 million pay cut in his salary is going to even affect his ass. Okay? You got people out here dying with the wages you're giving them now, even at $20 an hour in California. That's but dirt wages.
Yeah.
Okay? You're barely making it $20 an hour in California.
Oh, yeah.
But you want to talk about how, oh, we can't afford this because it just destroys our bottom line.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious? And we're not even talking about the country. You're talking about one goddamn state, man. One state.
Yeah. No, it's capitalism, man.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what happens in a capitalist country is eventually it all comes to a head. And we're getting there.
Yeah,
They're getting there. It's coming.
They're getting to a point where they're just going to have to. They're going to have uprisings in the street. That's why that new movie, Civil War. Have you seen about that new movie?
Yeah, I've seen
the trailers for it. Yeah, and that's not too far from where we are.
Oh no, of course not.
Right. You like Trump again, guys, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah, it's all coming.
Because he's saying some things that are just a little out there, boy. I mean, I like old Trump. I do. He's great for my podcast and for other things because he provides so much comedy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the dude. I really don't. But the things he's saying recently are just a little out there. I mean, when you start quoting Adolf Hitler, we need to edge it back, bub. We need to pull back. When you say when you get elected you're going to fucking abandon the Constitution and put all your rivals in political prison, hey, come on, guy. Yeah. When you say things like the immigrants are poisoning the pure blood of humanity in America, hey, buddy, you need to just you need to edge off the gas there, bud. You're getting things you think in private, you need not to put out your mouth hole there, buddy.
Trump, he knows how to get shock values.
I mean, well, now he's selling gold bars.
Is he?
Well, he's not selling them. He's giving them away free. You pay shipping and handling, they will send you a small gold bar with the face of Donald Trump on it to support the election.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let me get a couple.
Hey, you can go on the website, get them. They send them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're not talking about that today. I promise you. We're talking about the Sumerian Kings list. Do you know what the Sumerian Kings list is?
Yeah.
So, go ahead. The form is yours, sir. What is it?
They're cuneiform tablets.
Yes. Does anybody know what do you know what cuneiform is? I know what it is.
Well, it's a type of writing that's done in clay.
Yeah, clay mixed with a straw mixture in sand.
And then the clay is baked and hardened and
yes. And then you have to
can
chisel.
stand the test of time, basically.
Yeah, and you have to chisel each tablet with a special stylus.
Yeah.
And a hammer. So when we talk about cuneiform, it took a lot of work. A lot of work to make these tablets. And in recent years, a lot of people are saying, well, this is all just fictional. This is all made up. They just made up the years that these kings existed to show their power at the time and show they had supreme power. So it's a made-up document. And my point is this. And I agree with Billy Carson on this because I've heard him talk about them also. At the time period you're talking about basic hunter-gatherers. Okay? You're talking about a society who struggled every day to just survive.
Right.
They had to go out and hunt animals. They had to gather food. They had to plant crops. They had to make their own houses.
Yeah.
There was no convenience whatsoever
No
during
civilization.
this time.
You know what I mean? No civilization. Like you said, just, hunter-gatherers.
Right.
Just humans walking around, you know what I mean? Didn't have a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
You wake up, and your job for the day is to find food.
Right. You got to work all
Find
day.
shelter, yeah.
Just so by the time darkness comes, you got enough food to eat and enough water to drink to the next day.
Yeah.
So you're going to get water. You're going to plant crops, pick crops, kill animals, skin the animals, make the food. And this is your whole day every day.
Yeah.
You do not have time to just sit down and build tablets. Because first of all, let's get that straight. They had to build the thing to cook the tablets in.
Yeah.
So first you're building the big oven that you got to cook these tablets in.
Right.
Then you're gathering the wood to make the oven work. Then you're sitting down and you're mixing clay and hay and sand and all this together. Okay? And then while it's wet, after you form a tablet out of this thing, you're taking the time, which is meticulous amounts of time, to take a stone stylus with a hammer and carve all of this into a tablet, then bake it. and then put it out there. You're not doing that if it's fiction. You're not.
You wouldn't think.
No, that's a lot of time and a lot of effort when you have all this other shit to do just to sit around and go, I'm not going to eat today.
Right.
I'm not going to eat today. Instead, my family's going to starve and shit, but hell, we got this fictional novel I just put out.
Yeah, we got this kiln.
Yeah. We're going to make this fictional novel because that's way more important than survival.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the list of kings basically is like pre-flood.
Well, some of them are pre-flood and then some of them are after.
Right.
Right. Basically, it's a list. And some of the tablets are destroyed and chipped. And they actually come from, some of them come from older tablets, like the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
And other things. But we're talking about extremely, extremely ancient works. We're talking about, 54,000, 64,000 years ago, up to 100,000 years ago, that these tablets were actually made.
We're talking hundreds of thousands of years because
early BC.
Because these kings that are on the list, they ruled for tens of thousands of years.
Some of them.
Yeah.
It's funny because, interestingly, as the list goes on, after the flood, they ruled a lot less.
Well, yeah,
their lifespans started to decrease
yes.
drastically after the flood.
Yes. Basically what they show is that, the human life on the planet was way different before this catastrophic flood. Mm-hmm. This flood happens and it resets humanity.
Yeah, and then they put a cap on how long we were living.
Human beings before the flood were living for thousands of years.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands of years.
Hundreds of thousands, or tens of thousands of years.
And then after the flood, human beings' lives were shortened to, less than 100 years.
And the funny part is, see, when we talk about the flood, you're talking about the Ice Age.
Yeah.
You're talking about some of these tablets are pre-Ice Age.
Right. Yeah,
so some of them, they said, are 200,000 years old.
Yeah.
200,000 years ago, these guys who didn't even have a city at the time, barely were living in mud huts, decided to turn around and make these tablets.
Yeah.
And they're fiction.
Right.
Because, again, 200,000 years ago, I had time for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then the Ice Age comes. Everything's frozen in ice, and you got to worry about building a fire every day or you die. Yeah. And living in a cave. But, of course, I have time to write this epic novel.
I think what it suggests is there was at least one, if not many, advanced civilizations on this planet that date back farther than anybody can imagine.
Oh, yeah. Way, way farther. Well, see, that's the other thing. See, yeah, like lines 1 through 39 are before the flood. And it says, after the kingship descended from heaven, the kingship was in Eridu. 2 kings of Eridu are mentioned before the city fell, and the kingship was taken to Bad Tiberia. But see, they say the kingship came from heaven. And when we say this, back then, heaven didn't mean like heaven, like what it means in the Bible. It meant from the sky. So that tells you right there that these guys that came down to earth might not have been human. These kings.
Yeah, it would suggest that they weren't.
Right.
Yeah, because
they came from another planet.
Kingship being lowered from heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
They came from another planet.
Means either that a literal alien,
yeah,
a literal extraterrestrial came down and became the king, or they came down and appointed a king that was human.
Yeah.
And gave them kingship.
Right.
Or rulership over certain civilizations.
Right. But either way, it came
Either way,
from an
right.
alien race.
Right.
Right. Which really, if you think about it, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense than anything. Because look, just look at our planet, for instance, where we are right now. Okay? Eventually, whether it be tomorrow, the next day, it's not if it'll happen, it's when it's going to happen. This planet is no longer going to be inhabitable.
Yeah.
Everything we have is going to be destroyed. Because there is too much out there in the universe that tries to destroy us. And it's happened before, we know it.
Yeah.
So, all it takes is one big asteroid to come down here and this planet's done.
Yeah.
So, it's not if, it's when.
Yep.
And not only that, we can kill ourselves.
Oh yeah. 100%.
We're destroying the planet that we live on. They already said by 2050, the water is going to be so high from the ocean that Florida's not even going to exist.
Yeah. Well, just anytime you're talking about civilization, and then your civilization becomes based upon and dependent upon technology, just exactly like ours is, then it becomes fragile. Because, like you said, it's not if, it's when. And an asteroid hits the planet. I mean, think about us, for example. Like, it doesn't even have to be. It could be a solar flare from the sun that just wipes out electricity.
Well, not only that, the poles are shifting gradually,
Yeah.
and they've known it since '98.
So yeah, it could be like some kind of pole shift, something happens with the magnetism of the planet. Dude, if our electricity goes out, if people could wrap their minds around what would happen on this planet if everybody on the planet did not have electricity for 1 week. For 1 week. Can you... Right? I mean, it's going to be complete fucking anarchy.
Well, better yet, what if the internet goes down?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Or cell phone service? You're fucked.
Well, if you take electricity out, everything that our whole lives are over. You have no cell phone.
Oh, that's the thing.
You have no internet.
We could be
You have no
reset back
refrigeration.
to hunter-gatherers very quickly.
Boom.
Instantly. You could go from all this working technology shit and go right back to growing your own shit outside and hoping to God you survive by burning shit in a trash can barrel.
Because we have become dependent and reliant. Our whole way of life is dependent on the internet.
Right.
I mean, hell, you keep electricity and knock out the internet and we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the way everything works now is off computer, is off internet.
Right. I mean, at this point, you could barely buy anything if you didn't have internet.
Right.
Let their system go down at a store and see how fast you need money and you can't get money
because the bank can't access it.
Right. Right.
But yeah, dude, I think about that all people are fucking evil anyway. You know what I mean? You take electricity away from a motherfucker, dude. Especially think about like in the dead of summer. No AC, no refrigeration. For 1 week, dude, people would be fucking killing you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They would be killing and they would be looting.
Well,
and
that's why it makes sense.
Complete pandemonium.
That's why it makes sense that aliens did come to this planet. Because your natural progression in a society, especially like ours, is once you become technologically advanced, is to figure out a way to get off of the planet and to another planet.
Right.
Because that's the only way your society is ever going to survive.
Yeah. It also makes sense to me why there's been why you would think there's been multiple civilizations.
Right.
Because you're gonna rise to a certain level. But like you said, it's not if, it's when it's going to come crashing down. It has to.
Right. And that's what happened in the Emerald Tablets, and it happened in this document that we're talking about, the Sumerian Kings List.
Yeah.
They said there was a flood, destroyed the whole earth.
Right.
Some people survived, but not a lot. And
then
then they came back and they had to try to rebuild
that's
society.
And it could be right now we're now just reaching the peak of that.
Right. Well, all it takes is a pole shift.
Oh yeah.
If there was a few degrees more pole shift, it would literally kill billions upon billions of people. It would change the topography of this world completely. And you would have billions of people that dead. And then you would have billions more that are stuck in a very small amount of land.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it would change Antarctica within a few years from a frozen wasteland to the greenest, most prosperous area there is.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of evidence that shows that Antarctica once was a
right, and that's what happened.
Fucking forest,
Yeah. And shit like this happened before.
Yeah.
And now Antarctica is uninhabitable. So if it was a tropical green paradise at one time, which has been shown because they've drilled in the ice and found the plants that used to be there,
yeah.
And then it became a frozen wasteland, it's not beyond the realm of imagination that could happen anytime to any of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. And this king's list, like you said, it shows that these kings, like it lists basically the kings that ruled Samaria. Some of them lived 29,000 years, 38,000 years they ruled.
Right.
Doesn't even tell how long they lived.
No, just
that's how long they ruled.
Yes.
Right. So they could have lived 30 or 40,000 years, but they just ruled 29,000. Mm-hmm. So it shows that at one time there was clearly a much more advanced race on this planet. In fact, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, it talks about where they came from. What is it, Narub or Naubi?
Nibiru.
Nibiru, yeah, the star. And there is actually people in Cambodia, tribes, that have never ever been exposed to our technology and stuff.
Yeah.
And for thousands and thousands of years, they already knew where this star was. They knew the mass of the star. They knew the mass of every planet in the galaxy way before we even knew it.
Yeah.
They knew where all the planets were, everything that astronomers are now just catching up and learning. They already knew, and it was passed down from generation to generation because they said people came from the sky and told them.
Told them, right.
This is where we come from. Our star became a red giant, consumed our planet. We had to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been wandering around the universe, and now we found a planet close to ours.
It's true. Well, look at the Dogon tribe in Mali, Africa.
That's the one, the Dogons. Yeah, it's in Mali, Africa. That's where it is.
Yeah, so they knew about Sirius B.
Yeah.
A star that's not even visible.
Yeah.
Through the naked eye. It wasn't discovered until, well, whenever
the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, whenever there was a telescope invented that could.
We still don't see it well.
That could see it, right.
And that's where they supposedly came from.
Well,
they said we're the Anunnaki, and they came from Sirius B.
We just within the last 50 years were able to invent a telescope that could see this star that's in the Sirius star cluster. This tribe knew about it thousands of years ago.
Yeah, and they said that's where the Anunnaki came from. I mean, from a planet out there.
To me, like, when people talk about wanting to see, you have to have evidence. Well, I don't. What more evidence do I need?
Well, see,
I have this tribe living in the fucking wilderness in Africa, like you said, who doesn't have technology like we do, doesn't know anything about it. They're hunter-gatherers, still, to this day. How in the world would they know about anything in the fucking sky?
Exactly.
Let alone a star that we weren't even able to fucking find with our technology until within the last 50 years. They already knew about it. They already told about it. The whole reason we're even inventing something to try to find it is because they're telling us about it.
Right.
And there it is.
And now, there it is.
What do you think? They just came up with that?
What? That was just magic?
And even if they did, right. And it's not like they're like, I'm smart. That's me. I knew about. No, they're saying No, there was beings that came down and told us this is where they came from.
Right.
That's how we know it's up there.
Yeah. We have written documentation.
Like, that's evidence to me.
Yeah. They came down, they said, hey, we're the Anunnaki. We came from a planet over in Sirius B, guys.
Right.
Let me tell you about our place
Right.
and our
There it
homeworld.
is. It's up there.
Yeah. You
Right.
can't see it, but this is where we come from.
And not only that, like, there's so many different ruins and things that were built to mimic
Yeah.
and the stars in the sky. Sirius being one of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, not only that, now they're finding evidence on Mars of the same pyramids and ruin shapes that are here on Earth.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, well, to deny that aliens have not only been recently to this planet, but have been coming here for hundreds of thousands of years is just, it's asinine. But see, that's the problem with human beings. We can't break, or it's very hard to break your core belief system.
Yeah.
Because you tie it into your ego and you tie it into your mind and your personality and who you hang out with and everything like that. To break that core belief system means you got to abandon your whole life and reconstruct everything.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me because just like you read earlier about the kingship being lowered from heaven, like even Christianity, like, I mean, I hate to tell you guys, but you like, it tells you right there. It tells you in the Lord's Prayer that you're worshiping an extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Because our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, it's telling you right there
Right.
that what's going on down here has been brought from heaven.
Yeah.
And it's being done the same way here
And see, that's
as it is. And where's heaven?
That's the
You
thing.
ask anybody where heaven
Right.
is, where's that?
It's in the sky.
It's up there, right.
Right, because when they talked about heaven in ancient times, they weren't talking about this magical place. They were talking about anything that came from the sky. That's
Right.
why when they said they saw rain falling out of the heavens,
Right.
they weren't talking about magical heaven place. They were talking about from the sky.
Right, came down from up there.
Right. That was the name that ancient cultures used for the sky, was heavens.
Yeah.
Anything above us was the heavens. So, when they say God descended from heaven or Isaiah was taken up into heaven through the clouds, they're just talking about he went up in the sky.
Sky, right.
Right. And personally, if you ask me, that sounds like an alien abduction. You see a man standing on the earth, then you saw a beam of light coming out of the clouds and he's taken up in the heavens.
That just sounds like a...
I mean, it sounds pretty close to an alien abduction
Right.
to me, guys.
Right.
I mean, you can add magical shit to it if you like.
They're just
but-
using the language they had
Right,
back then.
right.
Right.
But anyways, this has been our episode on the Sumerian Kings list and some other things, and I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you next time.
Later.